So I left it.
Hello, welcome back to the
show.
Cave.
So,
as we promised today, we were also going to do a fun video.
Oh my god, I look fat on camera. Okay, so we've done pretty much all of our statues that we have up till now. So we've got some other fun ideas that we want to try out. And the first one is today's video. You want to tell them what it is?
So, we are going to be rating our favorite costumes from the characters in the game, from least to our favorite.
For Persona 5,
Persona 5.
We're doing their metaverse costumes. Not like the school uniforms or their day-to-day. This is just what they look like in the metaverse. So, a couple things we want to say before we start. First of all, if you're watching the video, thank you very much. However, we are going to discuss spoilers.
A lot. Well,
at least somewhat.
Yeah.
Enough that if you haven't played Royal, you don't want anything ruined. We appreciate you stopping by, but be warned. Second, this is only evaluation of how much we like their costume, not the character or how important the character is, anything like that. That's potentially another video that we're going to try to put together, but this is purely just the costume, how much we like the costumes compared to one another.
And third, this is just our opinion. Do not take it personal, and if you would like to write your lists in the comments, we would love to see your ideas as well.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, if you have any different ideas, please share. The last thing before we start listing ours on this super fancy board that we made right here.
That takes us about 5 minutes.
This is not including any of like the DLC costumes that you can change them into, like, if you play the game, you can make them have like Santa Christmas costumes, or the dancing in the moonlight or in starlight, or the different school uniforms from Persona 3 or 4. It's none of that. It's just the costume that they are supposed to be in for the metaverse. That's what we're judging on. So, that being said, I think we have 11.
11 costumes.
11 costumes. So we're going to start at number 11, our least favorite, and we're going to work our way up. 11. Parker's going to start us off. So go ahead, give us your number 11.
My number 11 is Queen. Once again, this is not about our opinions on the people. It's just, in my opinion, when I first kind of saw Queen's costume, I was like, oh, that's it? Okay.
So just slightly disappointed.
Yeah, I thought it could have been a lot cooler.
And I guess I should say, like, I think we both love the game enough, and we both love all the characters that...
Yes.
I don't think any of the costumes are bad. No, just some it's not exciting. You know, you get the drift if you've played the game or however. So anyways, my number 11 is actually Morgana, or Mona in the metaverse. I think I'm in the minority where I actually like the character. Yeah, I agree. Some of the like character interaction, especially him and Ryuji, didn't necessarily always make the most sense or like feel like it fit in. But I like the character overall, especially when you find out who the character is. The development, I enjoyed it. However, in the metaverse, he goes from a regular-looking cat to a cartoon cat, and that was about it.
I liked it. It was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as exciting for me as the other one. So that's why it's my number 11.
Okay.
So number 10?
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to speed this up a little bit, so let's try.
Speed it up? You don't want to have fun?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna speed it up because Parker said we gotta speed it up.
Okay,
go ahead.
The next one.
All right, number 10.
My second one is Noir, only because I thought it was really basic and once again kind of a disappointment.
Okay, that's you really do want to speed this up here. Okay, my number 10 is Fox. So,
how dare you?
Well, Yusuke, cool character.
Second favorite.
So, a little one-dimensionally focused a little bit on like his art, like almost the whole time, but it's still like, once again, when you play a game for this many hours, all the characters, unless they're really like some specific reason not to like them, you do enjoy them all, and I felt like they all really did form a bond and come together. However, I just didn't like his costume as much, especially for being an artist. I felt like the costume was a little weird and late, like just not as exciting as it should have been. Like, especially with his belt, and he had the tail off of one side. which didn't really fit for me. I did like the mask a lot. I think he has one of the coolest masks in the group.
Definitely.
And I think the masks are really important for the symbolism. So I do give him credit for that, but just for for how creative and artistic the character is, I just wanted the costume to be more, especially the further I went on in the game. Like, I didn't like the tight, high, wide boots with the rest of the costume and the tail inside. It just didn't mesh well for me visually. That's the only reason I have. Okay, we're up to number 9.
Number 9, for me was Crow.
The original Crow. Okay, go ahead.
It was really nice and I thought it was really cool, but it's just not as cool as his next one, in my opinion.
So, okay, that's where you're ranking. Okay.
Mhm.
So my number 9, this is actually, I guess, we didn't say this before we started. We did not share each other's list up until we're seeing it right now. So we thought that would be fun to see.
Yep.
My number 9 is actually Noir. So we're pretty close. That's my 9, that's his 10. So I will say Haru was the character that grew on me the most.
She has a giant forehead and that's what I like about her.
Okay, she has a big forehead. I've heard that too. I've never even noticed. It doesn't bother me. I like her. Actually, by the end, she was my second favorite female character. But the costume did grow on me more, but it still, I felt like, never fit in with the rest of the group. It's just that old-fashioned look compared to how sleek and like thiefy, Phantom Thiefy, some of the other costumes were. I just feel like it didn't really fit. Also, too, with her character, like, I'm not sure how that was supposed to be emblematic of who she was as a person. I wish they would have gone with something more earthy, like a poison ivy type of thing, because of all her ties to gardening and stuff. I just felt like, I did like it more towards the end. I just felt like it didn't fit in with the whole group as much. Plus, the mask was the most plain mask out of the whole group.
Oh yeah, it was pretty.
It's very forgettable to even remember what her mask looks like specifically. I think like the hat is more iconic on her character than the mask, so that's why she ranks so low.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're at number 8.
Mona. The only reason he's not at
Well,
the
you gotta
bottom.
talk to the camera. They can't hear you.
Oh yeah. Mona. The only reason he's not at the bottom is just I love the scarf. I think it is very.
The scarf moves him up 4 points. Oh, I'm sorry. So he's at 8 because of his scarf for Parker. So my number 8.
The scarf is perfect.
And this is interesting that we're getting so close, is Crow. So once again, man.
We both can agree that his second costume is better.
So once again, like, I'm only ranking Crow 1 higher than Parker is. The character was awesome. He especially, as he goes on more and more, it just he gets better and better, and we'll get into that with the third act here, which is where we get to spoilers. I actually don't have many complaints about this costume. I just didn't like it as much as others. That's really why it's here. It's cool that the mask on the first one with the red long beak, I really liked that. It could have looked really goofy, but it didn't. It looked awesome. It fit in so well with his character, so that's why I have him here. I would have him higher, but I'll explain why when I get to the next ones. So we're at number 7. We're like halfway through.
Mine is Panther. I really liked her costume. Well, it was an
You're still talking this way.
It was an okay costume. It's just I thought it could be better, like more of the costumes more on. That was worded terrible.
More what? Did you have a stroke? Do you want to retry or?
Yes. I thought it just made her look kind of weird, so that's why I don't necessarily like it.
12 years old.
It was, yeah. I get what you mean.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
What else is that? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. My number 7 is Violet. So. Once again, another character that I really liked and I liked more and more, especially in the third act when she obviously becomes much more important to the main story.
Can you flip this upside down? I don't know.
She could have been, I don't even want, it sounds mean to say, she could have been kind of annoying or come off that way, but she really didn't. They did a really good job, like, making her character an important part. I never played Persona 5, but without the royal part, without her, so I felt like they really merged her character in well to the whole game. Fit perfectly. The only criticism I have it's not higher is because I think like if there was like a female protagonist, like that's who it's supposed to be. So her character is very similar to Joker, but it also at the same time feels a little uninspired. Like she has the leotard, she's a gymnast. I get that the cloak looks cool, so just like Joker's, but it's almost too similar for me. So I don't have any complaints with the costume. I just don't feel like it was as inspired as some of the others. So that's like why it's kind of like right in the middle for me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we are at what
8.
number now? 8?
My
Oh, not
number-
8, we're going up. So 6.
My number 6 was Skull.
You're still talking to the poster board instead of to the potential people that are going to watch the
Oh,
video.
stop doing that. Okay. My number 6 was Skull because I really liked his costume. I thought it was really cool, especially since it I just thought it was a good costume. I really liked how he looked, like kind of like a pirate, like a rebellious little spunk that he is.
And he had a scarf.
Yeah.
I thought you rated scarf people higher. He's S tier now. That's good. Okay, so
It's Skull tier.
Skull tier. My number 6 then.
You know what?
Or wait,
For the time being, we can just put him up here.
no, we're at 6. Okay, you can put him up there. That's fine. So my number 6 is Oracle.
Oh, how
So,
dare you?
I actually absolutely love the costume, and it totally fit with Futaba's personality and who she is in the story and in the group. She's the hacker. She's the support character.
Mm-hmm.
The
Very
only
good
reason.
character.
The only reason I'm not rating it higher, and this is the absolute only reason, because I loved everything about the metaverse costume, is that you just don't see her actual person in the metaverse very often. You get the little voiceover and a picture of her at the top when she's helping out the team, but you don't see her running around in the costume. I'm really hoping for the English translation of Phantom Strikers to come out next year, and hopefully she's playable in some way, so we get more of the costume. But I have no complaints whatsoever about the costume. I love the goggles, or her mask fits. Everything about the character is perfect for who she is in the game. You just don't get to see her, so I'm not going to rate her higher for that. Okay? So, number 5.
Fox for me. I really liked him in
still-
his costume. I really liked him in his costume because I thought
Yeah.
he was really cool.
Okay.
I just really liked the way how he looked.
You're so serious.
I know.
Do you want... I mean, it's cool. So, yeah, like he said, I loved his mask. I think he's got one of the best
Oh no,
masks.
he has the best mask.
He's got an awesome mask. I just don't like the rest of the costume.
In my
For that
opinion,
character,
it's-
could have been better. But if you like, he's an awesome character. Super useful in combat too. I used to towards the end I used him a ton. So
In my opinion, it's like it's like a Panther's mask, but just better.
just better. Okay. All right. So
Just
my
better.
number 5 is Queen. So I think a lot of people like Makoto's her favorite character from I watch a lot of obviously Persona and Shin Megami Tensei videos. A lot of people say she's what's the term? Best girl? Yeah.
Yeah.
No? Is that what it?
Yeah, best girl.
So I know a lot of people like her the most. She's actually my least favorite, and that's not saying I don't like her. I loved all the characters, but felt like she was like
Just kind of the weirdo.
not the weird. She's just like a little overbearing at times. She's the Mitsuru of this game compared to Persona 3, but at least Mitsuru had like this like quality to her that made you
She's like
appreciate the
Mom.
harshness.
She's like Mom.
She's like my wife and his mom. She is very much like that, and that's bad that she's my least favorite. She's not a bad character. I just felt like the costume, as much as I like the costume from the neck down, the mask was really plain, especially for her being like the alpha female and being like, I would say if Joker wasn't in charge, she would have been, at least before, Sumeri comes around.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I think Makoto still would have been in charge. And it's just such a plain mask to me. It's kind of forgettable. But I love the spikes on like her shoulders and her like fist weapons. She looked great. She definitely fit in with the Phantom Thieves.
She was kind of like a female, less cool Akihiko.
Less cool Akihiko, yeah. A lot of comparisons to her to Persona 3, but she was great. It just didn't do it for me as much as some of the other costumes, and I didn't like her mask. I like that it had the metal heavy duty look. It just wasn't distinguished enough. If that works. Yeah, okay. So we spent enough time on that one. Let's go to number 4.
My number 4 is Crow Act 4. Just because
Act 4.
Act 3.
What do you know that I don't know?
Crow Act 3. I just thought it looked a lot cooler, and it kind of represented him more than the previous one did. And it's like he was revealing his true self and not hiding it away from people. And that just makes me like the Akechi character more.
Cool. I like that. That's a good answer. So, here we go. This is the first time we agree. My number 4 is also Crow from the 3rd act.
No way.
It is. Yeah. So, we finally agree on. He was a great character in the base game, but the 3rd act, he stole the show. He was the best part of it for me, by far.
Definitely. Absolutely.
I don't know who his voice actor was, but that guy deserved to win an award or something. Every single line that he had in the 3rd act was absolutely phenomenal, and it just made me want to use him every time. He was great. He's also very powerful, so that was good. The only reason he's not higher, I love the mask, the whole like helmet mask for him in the 3rd one, and how like crazy he gets. It was like an expansion of the original red mask. Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't even want to say I disliked, but I'm on the fence about, is the stripes on the costume.
Yeah, that kind of made him look like Joker.
No, because Joker didn't have stripes. It just, I don't know.
Not the Joker from this game, like the Joker's costume and like that.
Oh, from Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm still torn on it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. I'm very torn on how it fits in. I wish they would have designed it a little different. If anything, I wished it would have been, his whole costume would have been a little more torn up and chaotic to represent like what was going on with him mentally during the 3rd act. It was like the helmet was awesome, but the costume itself was a little too still put together. I wanted it to be a little crazier. So I loved it, but that's why it's still only number 4 for me. But like phenomenal character. If you haven't played the 3rd act yet with him, you're gonna really enjoy that. Okay, so number 3, we're up to the top 3 now. Joker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Joker's only number 3rd. I really liked his costume, and I thought it was the best. In my opinion, he has the 2nd best mask behind Fox. And I just really liked his outfit, and it made him look like a phantom thief. Like, I just thought it looked really good.
Yeah, it's very iconic. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. So my number 3 is going to be Skull. So he goes in S tier. So Skull was awesome.
Skull tier.
God, like I understand why people might not like the character as much, or I just loved how even when he was being made fun of, he never like gave into that or pouted or like attacked anybody. He just was who he was. And I really appreciate that, and like how that carries over into his costume. Like he's just very strong, and he just like is there as like the protector. I don't know. I loved it. I loved his mask. One of my favorite masks. If I actually were to own any of them, well, I got the Joker one from the special edition, but like I would love to have like an actual skull mask. That would be super cool. I think it's very iconic. You see that and you know right away. It is a skull mask. His name is Skull. I don't know, it just fit perfect. I actually liked the scarf on him. I'm not a big scarf person.
Let him say the F word.
What?
Let him say the F word. Dear God.
Oh, from the game?
How have they not let him say the F word?
Well, I think they're probably, trying to be careful with that. But I liked his whole costume. I love the, the jacket with the, like, metal studs. You know what I really liked was the, like metal, like exoskeletal spine going down the back of his jacket. So I loved everything about it. He was great. I loved his like blunt weapons, the melee weapons. So I have no complaints about the character. I just didn't like him as much as the top two, but he was awesome. So that's why I have him. So it's my number 3. So now we're gonna go number 2.
My number 2 is Oracle, only because she's my favorite.
You're still talking to the cardboard.
She's my favorite character from the game, and I just really liked her costume. As someone who uses a lot of electronic devices,
Yeah, you do. He does.
I really liked how, like, it looked like the inside of a software for most of her costume. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, the green glowy lines were really cool. It
Yeah,
was very
they were
futuristic.
awesome.
She definitely had the most futuristic of the costumes, right? It was very cool, and especially with the goggles. It was really good. I don't have any complaints about her costume. Oh, is he getting moved off of S tier?
Sadly.
Yeah, okay. So my number 2 is Panther. I think if you looked at any of the Phantom Thieves, like, she sticks out the most
Oh yeah.
in an all red
yeah,
costume.
because she's wearing this little
Well, how's that go again?
that weird little red costume
Well, it's a
that
tight
makes her
leather
look
suit.
kind of.
But okay,
the
so
way
she
that
sticks out the most, but she also fits right in with the team.
Mhm.
Also, the costume fits her character perfectly. Are we boring you?
No, I'm just tired.
So, fits her character perfectly. Who she is, and then who she imagines herself to be in the metaverse.
Still,
Do you know what the word sexy means?
Yes.
You do? She like, obviously the very sexy character in the game. And she that like transfers over to who she,
I'm done.
imagines herself to be, and in that world. And I also love the character, and it just fits so well. It's that's why it's my second favorite. And then we'll go to our number 1. Are you coming back? Okay, he's coming back.
Okay. Violet.
That's weird because Violet's all the way down here.
Violet. See, I'm.
Oh, you're talking to the camera. It only took until the end of the video, and we got him to do it.
Violet's my favorite character only because okay. I just really liked her costume, and I know she might not be.
But you hated the character?
No, I liked the character. She was like my third favorite character
Okay.
in the game.
So what about the costume specifically?
I just really liked the leotard and like the jacket. I just think that looked really cool, along with the boots and the sword. And
She did have a cool sword.
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She had a really cool one.
So what about
And-
the mask though? Like,
Well-
did that not, like, was it just, like, if you saw just a
If you
picture of the
look
mask.
closely, it's Joker's mask, but the colors are switched. So it's a black mask with white little indents.
No,
around.
she doesn't. It's like curly things. It's gold, like gold curl stuff.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I swear to God.
I'll go get this.
Well, he's gonna get that. I'm gonna do my number 1 because you guys already know it. If you're keeping track, is Joker.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was right. So I win automatically.
I know. I'm an embarrassment. Okay.
So the reason Joker's number 1 is, it's absolutely, to me, an iconic outfit. I think a lot of people that don't even play the game are gonna recognize who that is, even if they don't know
Just by
anything
the
about.
costume.
Oh yeah, even if they don't know anything about the game or about the series, anything. If they see that, they're gonna like, oh yeah, I know that character's name is Joker. I think the costume looks flawless. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Even though the mask isn't as necessarily
1 second.
as crazy, or not even crazy, just as like there's much going on, but it's super iconic already. And the rest of the costume, like if you imagine in your head a Phantom Thief and then you see a picture of this guy, you're like, oh yeah, that's a Phantom Thief, right there. So I just think it worked perfectly, everything about it. I don't think there's a single flaw with his costume.
No.
In fact, if anybody watches this, if there's anything you don't like about his costume, I really want to know what it is.
Yeah,
not that I'm
please
going to
tell us
judge.
in the
I would just be curious because I think it's flawless. And
I think it's flawless too. It's just, in my opinion, these 3 costumes are flawless.
all 3 of them.
Yeah.
I would agree with Oracle as well. Like, it is flawless. Once again, you just don't see her as much. But Joker, man, I think it's like
Joker's
they just
like
knocked it out of the
iconic.
park. They just
Like,
totally
you can't
nailed
go
it.
anywhere in the metaverse without seeing him, because you are him.
Yeah, that's true. You see him the whole time, but regardless, I just absolutely loved that costume. I thought it was perfect. It's like a perfect protagonist for a game.
Oh, definitely.
It's like Link, basically, in
Link
Japanese form.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved everything about it. So
amazing.
that's where we're at. That's our tier list of just the metaverse costumes. We've already discussed other videos we want to make. We are working really hard on trying to figure out how to record game footage and edit that into videos. Hopefully we'll be able to start doing that. We're getting a lot of views, which is awesome. We appreciate that so much. Thank you guys for that. We hope you enjoy this list. If you do have anything to say about it, or you want to share why you would rate somebody higher or lower, or why you don't like Joker as number one, I want to hear that.
And really quick before we go, just in case you lost track of what we thought, my least favorite going to top was Queen Noir, Crow, Morgana.
Still talking to the poster board.
Panther, Skull, Fox, Crow, Third Act, Joker, Oracle, and Violet. And Dad here is Mona, Fox, Noir, Crow, Violet, Oracle, Queen, Crow, Third Act, Skull, Panther, and Joker.
So there we go. That's where we're at right now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it if you do get to this point.
If you watched the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much.
Have a good night. Have a good day.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye.